Ageas takes hat-trick as Middlesex all out for 79. Hampshire had Ian Holland and Sam Northeast to thank for their position heading into day 2. The pair had each picked up 50 as the home side closed the day with the score 281 for 8, Middlesex finding some joy late in the evening session. Kyle Abbott was not out overnight and frustrating the visitors once again in the morning. They went past 300 early in the session, but there would be more to come for the big South African. His fine lower order hitting was rewarded, 50 runs reached off 133 balls. That would be that for Abbott though. Former England bowler Stephen Finn got the ball to talk and left his stumps in a mess. Finn was also the man to bring the innings to a close. A short ball did the trick for tailender Ageas. Hampshire all out for 319. Holland, Northeast and Abbott had led for Hampshire. Their half-centuries made up half of the total, but they were never allowed to settle. Finn was their main tormentor. He finished with 4 for 96. Middlesex's innings got off to a horror start. Ageas removed Holden for just 2. He repeated the trick with the very next ball. Gubbins was the man to go, out, LBW. And 6 balls later, with the first delivery of his next over, Ageas was in dreamland. A faint edge from Eskenazi through to McManus was enough to seal the hat-trick. There was no stopping the Pakistan international. His next over saw White depart LBW for a 7-ball duck. And then 2 balls later, it was Martin Anderson's turn to make the long walk back to the pavilion. Middlesex shell-shocked at 14 for 5, Ageas with remarkable figures of 5 for 3 off just 3 overs. The visitors would manage to stumble their way through the remainder of the session without further damage inflicted. The score at lunch, 23 for 5. The respite was brief. Ageas was back to work at the restart. Robson, the 6th to fall, out for 18, and the tail was starting to be exposed. Abbott wasn't going to let Ageas have all the fun. He struck to remove Roland Jones. Middlesex now 7 down. For the first time, Middlesex found their feet. Simpson and Sota found their way to 50, but the damage had been done. They managed to drag the total into the 70s when Hampshire's touch returned. Simpson out off the bowling of Wheel. Finn went next. Wheel and McManus combined to bring his innings to a quick end. And it was all over 2 balls later. Bamber was surprised by the short ball and fell for a duck. Middlesex all out for just 79, trailing by 240. The session undeniably belonged to Mohammad Ageas. His hat-trick culminated in figures of 6 for 11, with all of the top 6 Middlesex batsmen falling to the Pakistan international. Sota's 24 not out was the highest score in a card littered with bagels. Hampshire returned to the middle with bat in hand, but things wouldn't quite go to plan. With just 1 on the board, Weatherly was out, Roland Jones striking to give Middlesex hope. Alsop then followed in the next over, Bamber this time with the early wicket. But Northeast and Holland calmed things down, both building on their runs in the first innings. They took Hampshire to tea at 38 for 2. They picked up where they left off after the resumption. Hampshire back in the ascendancy, the partnership worth more than 50 and the lead more than 300. With control well and truly re-established, Northeast went on the hunt for back-to-back 50s. He'd get there with the total ticking towards 100, an 8th 4 enough to take him there off the bowling of Sota. Holland was right behind him, 3 figures on the board now, and 50 runs for the United States international. Hampshire streaked away into the distance. This pair had taken the game away completely in the final session. A deserved reward for Northeast would have been a ton, but he'd have to wait until the morning. He tried to get there off the last ball but hit the field. Still happy with his work, he walked off, 99 not out. Hampshire well in charge with a lead of 444, the game set up with that remarkable spell from Mohammad Ageas.